This is part 4 of my series, The Labor Market Used to Help You Get Hired. Now it makes more money when you don't. Starting a little from previously, for continuity's sake, job platforms are only accountable to their buyer, not their user. That means that job-seeking users can be fed misleading, stale, or entirely fake listings with no penalty because job seekers never got a feedback loop. Employers never learned what was broken, and platforms had no reason to care. The structural mismatch. There's a further structural mismatch. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, fewer than 1 million people work in HR. Less than 1% of the 80 million person labor force that's job seeking at any given time, and that's a conservative estimate. That number comes from a variety of estimates that range from, based on who you ask, a quarter of the labor force, a half of the labor force, 3/4 of the labor force, and some people say everyone. I would be willing to guess close to everyone. But the lack of really any clear data on job seeker behavior is in and of itself a demonstration of the problem. In and of itself, it means that if it's only half, that over 95% of platform users are job seekers, yet none of the system is designed for their protection. Which begs the question, why do employers think that they are getting good info? Accurate data about mass amounts of misinformation is still just misinformation. Think Airbnb with no user reviews, or being forced to use Uber, where only the driver gets a say. Newspapers had to ensure that both sides got accurate information. Modern job platforms only need to keep employers happy. There's a difference. Without a feedback loop for job seekers, misinformation became profitable, not problematic. It's fine if an employer sees talent as something to acquire, but when the market facilitator adopts that view and builds its systems accordingly, that's when inversion begins. Imagine a restaurant manager upset about empty tables. If the servers badmouthed their customers in the restaurant in front of him, you'd assume the culture was deeply broken. Only imagine what they would say directly to customers when the boss isn't around. Now take a browse through LinkedIn. Notice the recruiters casually mocking and threatening candidates. We talk about job seekers as if they're incentivized to lie about the system, but ignored how incentivized recruiters are to deflect blame. They're literally currently paid to throw job seekers under the bus. This is, in fact, the world's largest and most unethical magic claw machine. Job seekers aren't failed employees. They are unprotected consumers in the most fundamental marketplace of a working class life, financial safety. There is no farm anymore. There is no forest to hunt in. If this labor market is broken, you don't just have unemployment. You have mass instability, mass despair, and all the symptoms that come with it. Stay tuned for part 5.